What's good, Cowboy fans? It's your boy Uncle Fred. One more again with more content. This week, in the midweek Cowboy report, we're going to talk about Brittany versus Micah Parsons. And I apologize for y'all that we had some versus Micah Parsons. We had get on the final saga with OBJ and how we not really spoken on that. We're going to talk that. Some of the roster spots, roster movements, just things of that nature. Maybe one of our former coaches is taking a head coaching job somewhere. And finally, a prediction for the game. So y'all sit back, buckle your seatbelts for Uncle Fred's rant, Cowboy Midweek Report. Buckle your seatbelts and let's go. What's good, people? It's your boy, Uncle Fred, back in the house, back in the saddle, one more again with more content. Please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't just watch the video and watch it. Like the video, comment, because we talk about some things. And this week we're gonna get a little political. Not a whole lot. Let's not get too political. We're just gonna common sense perspective as it relates to sports. Okay. As it relates to sports, I'm not trying to be on CNN or MSNBC or Fox. I ain't trying to be on there. But like I said, hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of the Uncle Fred Sports Experience, for I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So, all right, let's get this thing started. So we know we woke up yesterday morning about 7:30, and we heard the good news that Brittany Griner was released from Russian custody. Why is Mexico on my mind? From Russian custody. It kind of came unexpected because we hadn't been really hearing anything about that. So finally, we heard, everybody's on Brittany watch, and everybody's waiting for her to get home. So it's good she got home, but we had to make some concessions. They had to release Victor Boot, merchant of death, who was in an Illinois prison for arms trafficking and dealing and different things. He's a bad dude. That dude's a bad dude now. So they made a deal, and she'd been in there for 10 months. And she went home. Let me say this. I want y'all to listen to me real good here. Been a lot of people hating because she got let home. Now, if you're upset or mad because she got sent home, you need to check yourself. Okay. There's no reason you should be mad or upset that she got released. You should have hoped she got released. She's an American citizen. Regardless of what you think about her, whatever, you may or may not like the WNBA, or might not like what you think she is or whatever. But she's still an American citizen, and you should be happy that she got released. Okay, so now Micah Parsons took another opinion, but he took it from a perspective that sometimes when you don't know all the things, that's why I tell people, if you don't know what you're talking about, you might want to keep it in part until you know what's going on. And that Twitter's something else, man. That's why I don't fool with Twitter, man, like that, because Twitter is like a bastion of, like, I almost like want to say, because people just out there just knee jerking, saying the first thing and then have to retract, dude. So Micah, when he heard about what had happened, he would say, wait, nah, what, Waylon? Y'all left a Marine? Hell no. And then he says, then he went on to say, we not, Biden, we not voting for you. Folks got their feelings. People on the left, got their panties in the water about that, Now, I'm gonna fault Micah because but let me make this thing understandable to you. Now, he said something impulsive, and then he had to go back and do a retraction. Okay. Because in his mind, understanding, and see, people don't seem to understand that another person can have another point of view, another viewpoint. If I'm standing on the mountain, you stand down in the valley, we both look east, we look at different things. I got a different vantage point than you. You got a different vantage point than me. Respect where you come from, and I respect where you come from, right? Understand this. Micah supposedly, which I didn't know until now, you learn all about these players, but apparently he had some people in his family that served in the military. I don't know if they had a tour of duty here. Well, I don't know. Okay. But people that's a part of their life, those things are important to them. Okay. That's why a lot of people wasn't too mad at folks that was upset about them kneeling on the anthem, because they were looking at it from perspective. It's like, look, man, we're all about service and this, that, and we respect the country and this sort of stuff and the patriotism and that sort of stuff. Now, to understand that everybody don't look at America the same way, because America ain't the same to everybody. That's another story. But some people, that's their thing, and you have to respect that. So a lot of people was like, wasn't there another way you could have did that without doing that? That's it. So Mike is looking at it from the standpoint like, oh, you had a choice to take a Marine, an ex-Marine, Paul Whelan, ex-Marine, 52 years old, captured and taken captive in 2018. Been there captive for 4 years now, coming up on. Okay, you had a choice between taking the Marine and you took her. So he said no, because see, the thing what we as Americans tend to do is we take somebody that's, I don't know, an athlete, a performer, an actor, dancer, singer, comedian, or whatnot, and because they in us, somehow their lives are more important than regular folks. And as a result of that, a lot of these athletes, entertainers, they get this entitlement mentality. They think they, don't smell. They can just do whatever. They can run over folks and stuff like that. So because a lot of people like, because other people that was over there wasn't just Brittany, his other folks, but she's high profile, right? She plays, WNBA, and she's, we've been watching her since she was at Baylor, right? So, but this is the way he saw that. But then of course, now the thing came in with, with Biden, and folks got in their panties about that. Cause like, dude, if he don't like Biden, he don't have to like Biden. And he came in and said, I'm far from a Trump supporter, but I don't like him either. Dude, that's fine. You could be, people need to get out of that sentiment. Okay. Vote for who you want to. Do your research, vote your conscience. Do your research, ask some questions. Okay. But then he had to come back and make a retweet, took that down, and said, I'll find it here directly. Here it is right here. He says, just spoke with some people that I respect and trust. I should have become more educated on the topic and not tweeted. Or you could have talked about them before you tweeted it. Talk to them before you tweeted. Okay. I tweeted out of emotion for my family and others who have served. Okay. And for that, I apologize. Also, if what I'm told about the attempts to bring retired Marine Paul Whelan home are true, then the best outcome was accomplished. I pray that Mr. Whelan comes home, but I'm extremely happy for Brittany and her not too prideful to admit when I've made a mistake. Okay. Well learned lesson there, Micah. Well learned lesson. Okay. Now I'm not mad at how he originally said it, because he said that with a lot of people. But don't y'all know that there was a guy in office that would just tweet off of his, just say things. Folks gave him grace. Y'all gave him grace to turn a tractor around in a 300-acre lot, but ain't giving Micah 2 feet to turn around on a bicycle. I'm just saying. Just saying. When he got all the information, this is old Fred is. This is old Uncle Fred is. I might have said this before. If I have, that's fine. You can't hear this enough. Better to measure 10 times, cut once, than measure one time and have to cut 10 times. Better to measure 10 times, cut one, rather than measure one and have to cut 10 times. Okay. In other words, get all your research and make one statement rather than make one statement and have to make retraction after retraction. Add this, take away that. Lesson well learned. Lesson well learned. Okay. Now, like I said in my opening, we're gonna get on to the thing. Now, while I am happy, and anybody should be happy that Brittany got home, but I wasn't turning cartwheels for it, and I wasn't putting that on as my Facebook profile pic, that stuff. And no, it ain't got nothing to do with my disliking Brittany Griner. It has to do with, I mean, if you was capturing, if there was a boat that had 4 people captured on it, on about to sink, and you got one person out, would you take pictures of them and hug them all up and not be, no, yeah, we have, we got you, but go on over this now. We got more work to do here, okay? Because in addition to Paul Whelan, Mark Fogel, who's a history teacher, is over there. His family would like to see him too, as well as Sarah Krivanek, who is she taught at a Russian private school. She originally from Fresno, California, over there to teach. And she's not actually in prison, but she can't leave. They're not letting her leave. So so that's going on too. I'm happy about her getting home, but I'm not turning cartwheels because that the job ain't done. There's more people over there, and as long as some of our people are still in the lines, you shouldn't be happy. They're all Americans, and if you're American, you should be unhappy about that. But it's good to have Brittany home. Good, you'll have that now she's home. All right, OBJ situations. We know the OBJ thing. OBJ. There was an article, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to make it long, but there was an article back in November 6th where Jay Glazer reported that OBJ is going to be cleared to play next week. This is December 9th, 10th. So he made his trips around all these different teams, to the Bills and to the Cowboys. Now, all this hoopla went on. Now, some of this stuff is the Cowboys' fault, but not for the reasons you think. Because when they got over it, it was like, the Cowboys leaked all this stuff. No, Cowboys ain't leaked nothing. You got your folks to leak that you was ready to play a month ago, and you not. All right? So we start talking about leaking. You leaked that non-truth, right? So, but my problem with the Cowboys is everything to be done in front of the cameras. OBJ went to the Giants and the Bills. You didn't hear a peep about them. You don't know what they did with him while he was there. But as soon as he got to Dallas, he had the Mavericks Suns game. Micah and Trayvon Diggs with him, and the entourage of folks there walk down the tarmac going into the thing, and Dez Bryant once they got in there, like welcome him to Dallas. Chandler Parsons after the game, Luke Doncic, just rolling out the red carpet for him. He liked it. He liked him some attention, so that's fine. That's just who he is. Then they took him to Nick and Sam's. And those who don't know, Nick and Sam's is one of a world-class steakhouse, man. It has like the best of like American and Australian, like fine cuts of beef, Kobe beef, all that kind of stuff. High end too. I looked at the menu, man. The daggum coffee is $15. A slice of cake, $20. Okay, so OBJ and them and those two and the others, I think it's like 8-10 of them. They sat there and ate, drank, smoked, did whatever they did, and they ran up a $20,000 bill. All of that's on camera. All of it's known. All been publicized, right? Because that's the Cowboys' way. So when they get to the actual meetings the next day, the meetings and stuff like that, so they go through they talk, and they go through the medicals, and they have their examination and all that kind of stuff. And so if you out in the front in public here, here, and here, and then you get to the end and he walks away and you ain't signed no contract, then folks are gonna be wanting to know, well, why you gonna be quiet now and you wasn't quiet none of this process all the way leading up to that? Because that's just the Cowboys way. That's one of the things, is one of my pet peeves about the Cowboys. Dang, do you have to tell everything you're doing? Do you have to notify them everything you're doing? You know, because you think it's gonna make good press. That's just the thing. I've been a Cowboy fan for 45 years. All right. First 12 years was in the last 33 under Jerry Jones. It's been a circus. And that's where he wants it, because we got a month worth of publicity. And I'm like, yeah, but at the end, you got folks saying that we leaked this record. All Jerry said was, I'm not confident in his structure of his knee and the medical and the medical. I'm not confident. I don't know what exact words were. That's it. Oh, y'all leaked his thing, man. Should sue the Cowboys. I ain't suing Jack. If anything, should sue Jay Glazer for putting out that report that he's ready a month ago, and you know he wasn't. And really, OBJ, you perpetrating a fraud because you going around saying, you healthy, and you really not. And they should have known that if you go into all these sites and you're not working out, running rockets. I'm gonna give you a $20 million check. You know what I'm gonna need you to do? I'm okay. Come in with your sweatpants on and your Nikes. And we're gonna run a couple of dig routes, couple of slant routes, couple of comebacks, a couple of sluggo routes, and all those things, crossing routes, all of the whole route tree. We're gonna see what you can do. No, I ain't working out. Well, if you ain't working out, that's something, right? He's not ready. He went on the shot. LeBron James version of the Manning thing they do it on Thursday night. So it's the shot. So he was talking on there. He says, I have no need to play in the regular season. I want to play in the playoffs when the games have more pressure. There's more on the line or something to that effect. And I'm like, dude, you ain't driving this train. If you could play now, you could dictate terms if you play that, but you can't play now. Really, you like in the passenger seat, somebody else driving. Okay. So, and see, my thing is, if I'm a team, you think I'm just gonna hand you over because he's talking about, I'm trying to get money, I'm trying to get somewhere where I can get roots, long-term deal. I'm trying to aim for this one and done type. Okay, I'm all with him saying it. I'm cool with that. All right. But dude, nobody's handing you a $15, $20 million, $25, $30 million deal and you can't play. They're just not. In a fantasy world, if you think you are 30, you've had a serious injury on the same knee twice, as well as hip, shoulder, foot, no injuries. Salary cap league. They give you that much money just to sit, put you on ice, let you do all that. Now, Jerry, being the guy that he is, he said, look, it ain't completely done. He could come. We'll still sign him, but it ain't gonna be for no $8-10 million a year. It's gonna be a deal consumer with somebody that can't play right now. You could come, sign, move here, come into the facility, train under Britt Brown. Britt Brown is amazing. I'm hearing all kind of great things about Britt Brown. Britt Brown's so good. Tyron Smith is able to. I'm getting ahead of myself. He did wonders with Tyron Smith. So much that he's going to be playing Sunday, which I told you that a couple weeks ago. But see, by him not having a contract right now, I'm talking about OBJ. Any amount of training and rehab he's doing, all that kind. He's doing that on his own dime. Get the contract signed, and we'll work you out. We'll get you under with Britt Brown and other guys. Get that knee strong, get you going. If we can get you going by the playoffs, it'll be good. But it'll be under our administration. We've watching all the progress. We don't know what you're doing. You saying you're doing all this stuff like that. Every time I look up, you own different things. We don't see you training or rehabbing, but that's just me. And you get some money, a few $1 million here, and you get more as you play. With incentives, you play X amount of games, and whatever, you get certain amount of catches. Play, and you get to play here 3-4 years. I think that'd be a good deal. But if you're trying to push it and give you a $20 million a year and you can't play, dude, ain't nobody doing that. And the Cowboys, just because the Cowboys said it, the other teams was thinking it. Dude, you know, you know. And I know he getting the information from the wrong because T.O. said, man, you ought to be signed. You should sign with the Bills or the Ravens. They got good quarterbacks. Okay, he's taking a started back. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Right now, Lamar can't play. All right. He's not playing. He's hurt right now. So you can go to Baltimore if you like. But that's a dig at Dak, man. That's fine. Yeah, T.O., I'm starting to like you less and less, you know. But there's some notes from Dak himself. He's saying, look, man, the guy can play. We'd love to have him if he can play. If he can help us, we'd like to have him. And of course, now Tank Lawrence said, now we would like to have him, but we don't want the circus to have him, because that's that thing. He's got a circus quality. But Cowboys are a circus. But anyway, so we wait and see what OBJ does. I know the Eagles was talking about, but yeah, he ain't gonna play this year. Man, him talking about, I want to play only in the playoff game, dude. You think I'm gonna sign you, and your first game will be the playoff game, and knowing an injury that serious, you're gonna need ramp up time, a couple of weeks to ramp up, and the games that matter, you're gonna come in and you can, because Michael Gallup been playing like 5-6 weeks. He just now getting ready, like he looking like how he used to look. By the time you get to how you supposed to be, we'll be out the playoffs. So the regular season matters, So no, man. So much for that. So much for that. So OBJ saga continues. So much for that. Let's get on to some other things, some roster moves. So bad news. I know I'm late coming because I was supposed to have this report done to you by Tuesday, but it's Friday now. We know after the game, the win against the Colts, our star corner Anthony Brown suffered an Achilles tear, one of the nastiest injuries that athlete can have, and he's out for the season. Getting ready to be put on IR, opening up a roster spot. So they brought in Kelvin Joseph, who promptly gave up a touchdown late in that game to Alec Pierce. But I was very intrigued by the play of Deron Bland, our free agent 4th-round pick out of Fresno. Played good, had 2 picks. That dude got 3 picks. How many picks is Trayvon? I think Trayvon got 3 or 4. But so he'll get some playing time this week. And then we also made some moves. We went and worked out Mackenzie Alexander. If you heard that name before, he played for the Dolphins last year, but he was a 2nd-round pick for the Vikings back in 2016. The same draft Dak and Zeke was in. He was in that draft coming out of Clemson. Remember him in that first Alabama Clemson game. He third corners take hurt in that game too, if I remember correctly. He got hurt and left that championship game. But we got him. They have moved Kendall Sheffield. We got him the same week. We got Haskins. I'm sorry, Haskins. We got to him the same week. He played for Quinn at Atlanta, cornerback. He's going to be activated. And also Kendall Fuller, who used to play for him in Atlanta also. But Mackenzie Alexander has some ties because he used to play at Minnesota with Joe Witt Jr. and George Edwards, who used to be defensive positions at Minnesota under God, I was going to forget his name, Mike. Golly, it'll come to me in a minute. But the head coach that was at Minnesota until this with McDaniel. But these guys coached under him, and Mackenzie Alexander was one of his corners. And so dang, it was right there on the tip of my tongue, couldn't bring it in. So we got that going on, and we're gonna have some, so Kelvin Joseph is gonna play, but he had a bout. There's been a lot of illness going on in Cowboys. I don't know what that's about, man, because we know earlier was ill. Trayvon was ill. Gallup was ill. One of the other one of the safeties, I want to say it was Wilson. Donovan Wilson was ill. Joseph and Sam Williams, they were back in practice. Dude, facility with some Lysol or some Microban or something, clear everybody out, fumigate that thing, seems like they're passing that bug back and forth to everybody, man. Good night, man. But he's back. But some we'll talk about back at practice, Button getting his sweat on, and look good. He's gonna play Sunday. That's a testament to Brent Brown. That dude, his hamstring tore off the bone from his knee, and the back part of his leg. And it happened in August. Like, oh, he gonna play this. He's 31. He's on the ladder, and he on the back nine of his two. He's not gonna play this year. But Brett Brown, him, and then we know Tyron Smith is another type of dude, man. He another type of dude. He just is. But he's gonna play Sunday. He probably gonna be on a snap count, about 15, 20 snaps. But I want y'all to think about something. If we get this offensive line back like high exposed to Smith at left tackle, slide Tyler Smith at left guard, and you got Tyler Biadasz at center, and then Zach Martin at guard, right guard, and Terrence Steele at right tackle. You got Jason Peter as the swing tackle, and Connor McGovern as the swing guard. You got all your offensive lines filled with veteran presence, and you got depth. Keep my fingers crossed we don't get no more injuries in the line before now, the end of the season. Ooh-wee. It's going to, man, you're talking about running lanes, and Dak going to have time to throw. He have his weapons, and I've also heard that, and moving on as the roster, they're looking to give Kavontae Turpin more of a role in the offense. But he's basically has been a return dude and a gadget dude, jet sweeps and stuff like that. But he said this week, I know the whole offense. I know. So that dude, his speed, getting him out in space, getting him on maybe a couple of 9 routes. Oh yeah. And then James Washington was at practice this week. James Washington was like a myth, like a mythical creature, like Bigfoot. Like I've seen and heard of him, but I ain't never seen him. So he practiced. C.D. Lamb was saying, man, he was explosive. Number 83. So look for him to get some snaps this week, get a couple of catches. We don't get OBJ. That don't work out. Man, I like what our receiving core looking like. We're going to need all hands on deck. We're hoping and praying we don't get nobody hurt between now and the end of the season. Okay. So those are some of the roster spots and roster movements that's been going on this week, man. So let's see what's going on with that. So, oh yeah, and your coach, ex-coach, Jason Garrett was reportedly entertaining going to Stanford as their head coach, but has determined that he will stay on the NBC desk and will not take the Stanford job. You do you, Jason. Do you. Just stay where you at. You do you. All right. Before I go, we got to do a prediction. Cowboys are playing the Houston Texans. One time it was a 26, 26. It was an 18-point dude. That's not Alabama versus Austin P. No disrespect to Austin P. I got a cousin that's an Austin P graduate. But they played Alabama late in the season. It was 34-0. Alabama took the foot off the gas like midway through the third quarter. So 34-0. But sometimes when you got a school power against like one of these other lower ranked teams or whatever, the point spread usually is like 15, 20, 25 and stuff like that. You don't see that in the Cowboys with them and the Texans. Now it's down to 16 and a hook, so it's 16 and a half. But this is the kind of game, if you ain't careful, man, you I know they don't have nobody. Nico Williams, I think his name, he's one of their receivers not playing. Branson's not playing, and they changing up quarterbacks. It's going to be Davis Mills instead of Kyle Allen. As long as we can keep Donovan, Damian Pierce under control, that's a bad dude, man. Damian Pierce is a bad dude. Okay, made of our own Malik Davis. But look, Dak can say, so I'm going there lollygagging and stuff, and missing penalties, missing our calls and stuff like that, and let this team hang around. you want that hay in the barn early. Get that hay in the barn early so we can go to the house, right? What you mean, Uncle Fred? I mean, get this thing over by midway through the third quarter. And so Dak can sit, bring Cooper Rush in, Malik Davis and get some run, get some of our backup linemen and corners, get them some work. Get that hay in the barn early and quit playing with it. Quit playing with the hay, all right? This thing needs to be 35-7 at midway through the third quarter, and then we can put in some replacements, all right? So that's what I'm and I guess y'all want me to give y'all prediction. Well, I guess I will. If you look on the crawl, I did all the things. I did all the prognosticating, and looked at all the statistics. Since Dak's been gone here, we're averaging about 38 points a game against better teams than this. But I think that we'll probably lollygag a little bit because that's what we do. Okay, I got Cowboys 35. Texans 17. I think they get a late touchdown to make it somewhat cosmetic. Still an 18-point lead, still beating the point spread. So that's what I got. Cowboys 35, Texans 17. And we go to 10-3, waiting on the Jacksonville Jaguars next week, and we travel to there. And then the Eagles on Christmas Eve. But Houston first, then Jaguars. Then we talk about Philly. Okay. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Didn't want to get all in the political thing, but it's politics as it relates to sports. I'm not trying to be, reporters. I'm not trying to be Anderson Cooper. I'm not trying to be him or none of those guys. What's the dude's name on CNN? God, I can't think of his name. But anyway, but that's all I got this week, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Check in with us tomorrow about 9 morning. But me and my cousin TK be the TK and Uncle Fred show. We're gonna be chronicling week 14, the NFL. We be picking all 15 games, 14 games, picking all 14 games. So tomorrow. So tune in to the Uncle Fred TK Pick'em show tomorrow. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday evening, hopefully with a Cowboys win, and we're going to talk all about it. So once again, please like, comment, part of the Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. But take care of yourselves. We'll see you guys on the next video.